Hey guys, and welcome back. So we've been in a series called Leadership, and today our topic is called You Will Get Picked On. Yeah, not the most fun thing to talk about, but let's just get over the hurdle. All right, so sometimes one of the first things that happens as a leader is that you're going to be criticized. And this may not be something that happens immediately once you're in a leadership position, but it might take some time. You might have people who are like, man, you're like the greatest leader ever. And then after a while, they might be like, I don't know about some of their decisions. So just be ready to, get that criticism, because it will happen eventually in your life. Right.
In the Bible, David's older brother Eliab, when David came to the field to bring his brothers essentially a snack, Eliab got upset with him and started attacking him and criticizing him, saying he was prideful and saying that he knew his heart. Now, imagine that. This is a battlefield. Imagine the scene. There's two armies on two sides, and Goliath, a really, really, really big man, is challenging an army. And no one's doing anything. David was confused. But on top of that, Eliab was accusing him of being an attention seeker and being somebody that was prideful and trying to make it all about him. But because David knew that his heart was pure and clean, he didn't let that stop him. He ignored the criticism.
That's good. So remember that many people are going to get criticized. It's not just those in a leadership position. Now, people who are in a leadership position are more likely to receive criticism. But again, no matter where you are in life, what you're doing, you will receive some criticism. So be ready.
So a really good question to ask would be, in that scenario, who's the enemy? Is David wrong for showing up? Is it Eliab? Is it Goliath? David was focused, and he knew that at that point it was Goliath. Goliath was the main focus, and he was the thing that needed to be taken care of. Right? We also know that, again, just to reiterate, that the people that are picking on you, they're not the enemy. It can be really easy to, when you're doing the right thing or have an opinion and someone's trying to, jump on your case and call you things outside your name or say things about you that just aren't true, you have to ignore them, because the Bible tells us that we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
So it's the spiritual side. We have to remember that there's also a spiritual side to this thing as well. We may not be able to see it, but there is that aspect as well. And it's super important to not lose focus of that when someone is picking on you, that that it's not necessarily that person, but the enemy could be using that person just to get under your skin or get on your nerves. So just make sure you don't lose focus of what's really going on.
And getting back to our memory verse, 1 Samuel 17:29, and David said, "What have I done now? Is there not a cause?" At that point, the cause was for the whole world to know that there was a God in Israel. But for us now, our cause is something that Jesus entrusted us with, which is to share the gospel and to rescue people from hell.
So that is the main cause to focus on, and there will be other causes that you'll come across, which, not all those things are bad things. Some of those things are, some of these causes are doing great things for the people around them. But the important thing is to remember that the main cause, the most important thing, is to share the gospel and represent who Jesus is to the best of your ability. So just keep that in mind, you guys.
So I have a question. What do you think our challenge this week should be?
I think we should give them 2 challenges this week.
Okay.
All right, so one challenge is to not lose sight of the main cause. Don't lose sight of sharing the gospel with the people around you, and that could be either saying something or just simply doing something good. That's always just sharing who Jesus is. And the second thing I want to challenge you guys with is, if you get picked on, if that happens, don't engage, don't entertain that, because if you go back and try to talk to that person about the gospel, they may not be as receptive because they saw, oh, you picked on me, you shoved me back, or whatever the case may be. That's not a good representation of who Jesus is, because Jesus never did any of those things. So we should be a reflection of who he is. So stay encouraged, you guys, and know it may not be easy, but know that God is with you and he will give you the strength to do all of these great things.